Hi, folks. Ann here. Welcome to my channel. For the new subscribers, thank you so much for being here. I'll give you a quick recap. I'm pushing 68 years old. I'm diabetic. I have a back problem. I have hip issues. I suffer with diverticulitis. I have skin issues. And there's a few more, but we won't go into all of that. The ones I just mentioned are the major ones. And I started this diet on March 22nd, and I took a month to eliminate my carbs gradually. And I finally got into ketosis, and I've been into ketosis for the last 5 weeks. Ketosis is when your body is running off of fat instead of sugar. So I'm on a low 1.5 um, how do you call the little urine strips, they'll tell you where you are in ketosis, and I'm at 1.5. So I gotta tell you folks real quick, I've been sick since yesterday. I had some kind of stomach bug, and I think I ate some ham that was going bad, some sliced ham, a couple of slices, because ever since I ate that I started feeling sick to my stomach. So I've been drinking my electrolytes and trying to eat light and try to get over this. But it's still a little bothersome. I'm on the Tylenol, and I hope it's not the diverticulitis flare up. That's what worries me. But in any case, this might not be a very long video, but I did want to cover a few things here, and that is 10 ways we feel like we don't deserve to heal or succeed. And I know I relate to so many of these, and I'm sure many of you do too. So, number one is because we failed too many times before. Now, I'm sure a lot of us are famous for that. And you get to the point where why even bother? That's almost where I was back in January and February before I started again. I was I was accepting it. I was telling myself, I just want to stay home. I don't want to do anything. The thought of doing anything, the thought of going on the camping trips that we had reserved, all of that was causing me stress. I was really getting stressed over it. I didn't think I could do it. So, yeah, so we fail and we fail time and time again. I wouldn't be able to count how many times I failed. And then I would go on for months and sometimes even years before I would try it again. So that's one of them. Number two is we carry guilt for how we treated our bodies. Now, I know I feel bad every time I look at myself. I think, what did you do to yourself? And that just makes, not now, I'm doing it right now, but that just made me feel worse. I felt bad for what I was doing, and then I would eat even more to try to drown those feelings. And it does numb you, so I guess it worked in a way, but I just kept getting fatter and fatter, you know. So that guilt is not a good thing. And I did touch on some of these things on a previous walk and talk, but I just wanted to share them again because we got to remember, why we're here, why we are where we are at. That was hard to get out. And number three is we've been put last for so long. We've always thought about other people, which that's what we're supposed to do. But we always thought of ourselves last. Make sure everybody else is okay and everybody's content and everybody's happy and just neglect ourselves. We think that that's what we're on this world for. But you can't help them if you don't help yourself. In the long run, you just can't do it. It gets too hard. I know it has for me. It's just stress that built up and built up until I did. I remember thinking about it last year. I can't keep worrying about everybody. I can't. I mean, I love everybody, but I do have to take care of myself before I can be of any help at all. So, number four is we've gotten used to being invisible. So, I know I never liked to be out. I never wanted to be the center of attention. Well, if I went anywhere, I'd hide over in the corner and try to, I didn't mingle. I never was like that. I was shy to begin with, an introvert. So, to be fat on top of that, I didn't want to mingle or, I didn't even like going to parties, to be honest with you. I did with my family, because I could let my hair down with my family, but it was hard for me. And that weight just compounded it, made it so much harder, to have any kind of life. So, number five, we think we're too old to change. And that is a lot of us. I'm pushing 68 years old, and, I think to myself, well, how much time do I actually have left? Is this worth it? Well, of course it's worth it. I could have years left. We all could have a lot more time left if we take care of ourselves and lose the weight and get in shape and do what we're supposed to do. Cut the carbs and get that strength, that stamina. We all do. We're not too old. Number six is we've been made fun of or judged. And yes, I covered that before too, because that happens. And when that happens, that makes you just want to eat more, drown your sorrows in food. So I used to laugh right along. The people at work would tease me, and that's what I called it. They teased me, and I would laugh right along with them. And most of the time, I knew that the people that were teasing me were doing it in fun because we were friends. I liked them. I knew that they weren't saying it to hurt me. They just knew that I would laugh about it. But when certain people would say something, they couldn't get away with the same thing that others could get away with because I knew that they were just being hurtful, and that would make me feel real bad. And I didn't really know how to handle that. I tried to stay away from those people, but sometimes you can't, not when you're working with someone. Number seven, we believe others deserve good health more than we do. And maybe we all think that. Maybe we don't realize we're thinking that. I'm not sure that I've thought that, to be honest with you. Um, I do think athletes and everything, and people that put themselves out there and take care of themselves, and the people that are walking down the road trying to get some exercise, I think they deserve to be in shape. I give them all the credit in the world for getting out there and pushing themselves and making themselves better. So I don't know if I think that they deserve it more than I do. They deserve it because they're working at it. Yes, they do. And I didn't deserve it because I wasn't doing anything to help myself. Number eight is we're worried of attention. Losing weight or changing can bring attention, and we all know that. And I happen to like it when somebody tells me, "Oh, you look like you lost some weight." I love it. I always did. And when I see other people too that look like they've lost weight, I make sure to tell them because I know that's motivating to people. I wouldn't say it if I didn't really think they did. Because I don't like false flattery either. So I did, and I like when somebody tells me because it motivates me. Like a lot of you are telling me that it looks like my face slimmed down, and you guys are giving me so much encouragement with this. This is what's keeping me going is you guys. And I know I keep saying that, but I have to let you know how much you're helping me. And I'm so grateful that I'm helping some of you too. I'm so happy to hear that when you tell me. So the attention, I don't really mind that. As long as it's good attention. I still wouldn't want to be the center of attention because I'm a shy person. But number eight is we don't trust ourselves to keep going. Now, I'm famous for this, and even with this channel, I'm so new to it, folks, that I don't. I said it from the beginning. I'm not worthy. I don't deserve this. I haven't won the game yet. I'm one day at a time. So there's times that I think, boy, I wouldn't want to fail. I wouldn't want to fail you guys. That I worry about that a little bit. That would be horrible. Because you're making me feel that way, and I love it. I'm so happy about it. I'm so happy that I could help. But you know, I'm working on that trust issue, like we talked about in a couple of videos. Actually, I'm working on that so that I could trust myself. That yes, I can keep going. I'm not going to stop, and that is getting stronger by the day. My confidence is getting stronger, and I hope it keeps going in that direction. And number 10, we're still healing from emotional pain, which I had a video about that as well. And that's going to take time. It's not going to happen overnight. I mean, you can't even think back of all the things that happened to you and remember them all. They come up. It's like a wave. You'll be doing good, you'll be in a good mood and everything, and then this wave will hit you, a memory that happened to you. And it's kind of a downer. I know it is for me. And then my mood would change like that from being in a good mood to being sad, or just, or even angry, depending on what the memory is. But so those kind of things we have to go through, because when we're off the carbs, and we're clearing out our brain. The clarity in our brain is becoming so much better. So you're going to have these memories that are going to pop up that you might have had hidden for years and years and years. Now all of a sudden they're popping up. Where's that come from? You're thinking. But I think it's healthy to have that and to deal with that. And although I'm not a doctor, folks, and that's another thing I wanted to tell you. I, I try to answer your comments from my heart the best that I know, but I'm not a doctor, and I could be wrong about things. And I love it when others chime in and correct me or add more suggestions, or correct something that I said, because I'm definitely not an authority on it. I'm just learning, just the way most of you people who are just starting. I'm right along with you. I don't have a year's experience of, living this way. I don't have 5 years, 10 years of experience, but I know there's people out there that do. And those are the people that we want to learn from. We appreciate those comments. And it's also important to check out all the channels that are out there. Dr. Carey, Dr. Westman, No Carb Life. There's so many of them out there. Um, so you could learn a lot from that. And I started putting a disclaimer on the description of my video, because I need to make sure that all of you know that I don't know. I don't know it all. I know it's starting to sound like I do. But I'm just telling you from the heart, folks. I know you always need a doctor. If you're getting off your meds or something like that, or they say get a doctor whenever you're making a health change like this, or diet. So I don't go against it. I think you really do need that. But anyway, folks, I'm glad I got this out, because, well, like I said, I didn't feel well, but I think I'm doing all right. And I'm going to cut this short, and I will see you all tomorrow. Now, I'm thinking I'll be better by tomorrow, unless this turns into a full-fledged flare-up, a diverticulitis flare-up. But the pain doesn't feel like a flare-up. It feels like it's right in my stomach, so I'm hoping that's not the case. And it's going to rain tomorrow, but I'm going to try to get out there and do my walk. Regardless, I'll squeeze the walk in there some way. But folks, thank you all. Thank you for subscribing, for liking, for commenting. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your encouragement. And I'll see you in the next one, guys. Have a great day. Love you.